Hello students, and welcome to the CompTIA Tech Plus exam course brought to you by Third Level Technology. I am your instructor, Jim Herbie. In this episode, we're going to continue in Module 1 in the objectives and discuss Section 1.4. Our topic is Troubleshooting Methods. Let's begin.
In this episode, we're going to discuss the troubleshooting methodology. This is going to be a 7-step process that we use whenever we need to identify and solve a problem in an IT environment. The term troubleshooting is a catch-all term that we use to describe the process of going through the problem-solving method. There are 7 different steps in the troubleshooting method, and we will discuss each one sequentially. The first troubleshooting step is identifying the problem. This is very important because in order to troubleshoot a problem to a correct solution, we need to identify specifically what is wrong. When we are identifying a problem in IT, the first thing we want to do is to gather as much information and data from the user who is being affected by the problem. We will want to identify what types of errors are occurring. Is this something that is arising with a problem with a hardware device, an application, or some type of software? We also will want to get information about any types of alerts or notifications that are appearing on the user's computer screen. When identifying a problem, we want to approach each situation individually. There is no guarantee that there is going to be a correlation between multiple problems. We want to make sure that we have an open mind so that we can correctly identify what is the current issue that is affecting our users. When identifying a problem, we always want to make sure that we also initiate any type of data backups, as well as to check our operating system for any signs of malware or other malicious activity that may be occurring from an unauthorized hacker or user. The second step in the troubleshooting process is establishing a theory. We have identified what is the problem that is affecting our user, and now we must determine what is the most probable cause for the problem at issue. One good problem-solving concept is Occam's razor. Occam's razor is a problem-solving concept that says we should start with the most obvious potential causes first. Many of our problems will have a simple fix. So we always want to start with the most basic possible solutions so that we can potentially solve our problem in a quick and efficient manner. If we are unable to establish a clear theory from obvious causes, then we will want to consider some more unusual scenarios that may be causing the problem at issue. Before we move on to other steps in the troubleshooting process, we always want to document all of the potential causes that we considered. And we should rank them in an order from most likely to least likely. This will allow us to prioritize our time, as well as to document all of the research that we used to come to establishing a probable theory. Step 3 in the troubleshooting process is testing our theory. This is where we have identified the problem, as well as creating a most likely potential cause. Step 3 allows us to test our theory by recreating the identified problem in a simulation or testing environment. This will allow us to take a look to see if our potential solution can be achieved through the theory that we established in step 2. Testing the theory should only be done in a simulated or testing environment. This means any tests or simulations that we perform should be done in an environment that is not connected to our network. We don't want to try any type of troubleshooting theory tests without knowing how it can affect our network and the users that are connected to it. During testing, we may need to incorporate third-party experts. If we are trying a solution that requires a specific skill set, we want to make sure that we have an expert or skilled individual available during our testing process. Step 4 in the troubleshooting method is establishing a plan of action. This is where we have now tested our theory and we are ready to create a schedule or a plan for how to implement our fix. This is going to require us to create a problem resolution plan. We want to identify the specific times where we can implement our solution with minimum impact to our system resources and our users. It may require us to schedule a troubleshooting time during non-production or off-hour schedules, the fewest number of users on our network, as well as the ability to test our network at full system capability. When we establish a plan of action, we also want to make sure we have at least 2 backup plans. These are going to be plans that we will initiate if we anticipate or encounter some negative impact when we are establishing our plan. Our backup plans should be there in case we have to discontinue the plan that we have created. Step 5 in the troubleshooting process is implementing our plan. This is the actual fixing of the problem. We have created our plan schedule as well as our problem resolution plan, and now we are going to implement the solution that we have tested and identified as the best way to solve our issue. When we are implementing our plan, we want to make sure that we have the appropriate approval from our management and administration. This will allow us to make sure that we have properly informed all of the personnel that should be a part of the troubleshooting process. Typically, this will involve the management in your IT team, as well as any managers or supervisors in the department that is being affected by our troubleshooting process. Step 6 is going to be verifying full system functionality. This is where we're going to confirm that our network and our systems are working at full capacity after we have implemented our plan and its fix. We should always make sure that we engage with our users as well as our customers to confirm that the problem no longer exists. We also want to check our system and our network to make sure that the troubleshooting has not only disappeared, but that we also have not created any new problems or issues within our hardware devices and our network infrastructure. Full system functionality is only reached once all testing has been completed and we have confirmed resolution from all of our affected customers and users. And the final step in the troubleshooting process is documenting our findings. This is a very important step because it allows us to build a knowledge base to help with any future issues that may have problems that are similar to the one that we just fixed. Documenting our findings should include all of our action plans, testing, as well as plan implementation. We should include all of the different steps that we went through during the troubleshooting process, as well as any failures we had in our testing and implementation of our plan. Documenting findings also could involve creating searchable databases and internal wiki sites. These will be resources that will be available to our users and our IT staff to help with future troubleshooting scenarios because it serves as a searchable database and resource for steps that we took in previous IT troubleshooting scenarios.
That will conclude our discussion of Section 1.4 Troubleshooting Methods. In our next episode, we will move on to Module 2 in the objectives, which covers infrastructure, and discuss 2.1 Computing Devices. We thank you again for following along in the episodes in the course, and wish you best of luck in your studies. Enjoy the rest of your day.